Hello, happy March 1st. Does it look like that where you are on March 1st? Because that's what it looks like where I live. I want to show you all of my seeds. I guess I could. I'm going to show you all my seeds that I got. And then I'm going to show you what I have started. I'm going to talk to you about my plans, okay? Does that sound good? Perfect. Okay, so Calgary has a very late start. Typically May long we get a big dumping of snow. It seems like the spring is here, but it's not, and it's still cold. And then kind of by the end of June, you really get your good summer temperatures. And then the majority of the growing happens in July. Now we have been having longer, drier summers that push even into October, but that's very new. Not something that I can bank on yet, but that's what's been happening. So I have a variety of different seeds. I have some cold weather crops. I have my tomatoes and peppers, which are warm weather crops. And then I have a bunch of flowers. So I'll start with the cold. So I actually have already started some kale because I think that I can grow it inside. I don't know why I think that, but I have this kale that I just got from the grocery store. I shopped from two main places. One, Co-op, because when I went in for groceries, I just had to buy seeds because I was impatient. And then the other one was MI Gardener, which I don't think was a smart idea because it came from the States and then they shipped it via airplane when it was very cold outside. So I don't know if they're even going to be any good. They might have frozen. It took a month. I wouldn't recommend it, which is why I ended up getting so many from the grocery store because I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. Anyway, kale is one of them. The other one is iceberg lettuce. Those two things I eat every single week. I get them from the grocery store every single week. Now I have these bunching onions. I have an herb garden in the front and I have chives already, but I thought maybe these, and I've already started these because I figured I could grow them in my windowsill as well. I thought I got horseradish, but I just got these white radishes. No harm in it. And then tender sweet carrots. They had good reviews. And I literally, last year I did carrots decently, but they never got super big. I pulled a lot of them a little bit early, left the rest, rabbits ate them. So we'll see how that goes. And then I also have arugula. Then my herbs that I got, so for that front herb garden, I got slow bolt cilantro. I have rosemary already out there. Hopefully it overwinters okay. And the chives have been coming back. Thai basil, which is my favorite basil. French thyme, James's favorite. And then this will have to go in a pot because it's mint, but lemon mint. I just grew normal mint last year. And I was always putting lemon in with, pick like my fresh mint, and I'd squeeze a lemon, and I'd have like a soda water with that in it. How much better would that be with lemon mint? I'll let you know. So for squashes, I did a round zucchini last year that I was gifted from my landlord, who's also my next door neighbor, who's also a gardener. And I didn't really like them that much, but I do know that I like spaghetti squash, and I know that my friends like spaghetti squash. So I got these. And then I'm going to try a watermelon. Everyone said these were really sweet and delicious, moon and stars, and I'm a bit of a star nerd. I love space. I couldn't say no. I got sugar and snap peas, but I also have just like sweet peas, the flour. But I figured that these might be good since they're pretty, and I know that I can grow peas because I grew. Like, do these grow the same? Is that stupid of me to be like, but I can grow this, I can grow this. Anyway, try these, and my plan is to freeze them or to mash them up and make baby food for someone's baby. I don't know. Had the same pole beans as last year, and then I also got a bush bean, and I think that I might do beans in a container because my beans last year were okay with drying out a little bit. I think that they do better. They do okay in a container, but we'll see. I have all these preliminary plans, but who's to say what's gonna happen? I got these alpine strawberries. Now they're really tiny strawberries. They're not ideal. I just got them because I wanted to try, and I wanted to have like a strawberry that I could pick and eat in my garden. Hopefully I know I'm going to buy like strawberry plants as well. And I need to buy a blueberry plant because I only have one right now, and it needs a friend so that it can pollinate and actually grow blueberries. And that is overwintering in my garden in a pot that I dug into the ground because I'm renting and I want to take it with me later. I have lavender. I actually bought it twice because I want lavender at the lake because I want to keep spiders out of our tent. And I'll talk about it, but I put a bunch to germinate and only 2 popped up. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 36 cells and only 2 germinated. So I know that you're supposed to put them in the fridge, but I didn't. But we'll see. Lavender might be a pipe dream. And now for the warm weather stuff. I eat pickled jalapenos and like banana peppers. We made a lot of pickles last year. I'm not growing any cucumbers, but I am growing peppers. So I have pepperoncinis and jalapenos, both of which I've already started. I'm excited about those. And then I have 2 beefsteak tomatoes. One because I was impatient at the grocery store. These are just Burpees, whatever it was, I say, Burpees Super Steak Hybrid. And then I have these Brandywine black tomatoes. So those will both be delicious for slicing. And I started a fair amount of these because I'm going to gift some starts to friends. These I haven't started yet because I'm doing them in containers and I don't want them to get too big. These are Determinate. They're tiny, sweetie cherry tomatoes. These I have started. This is my canning tomato. Needs 60 pounds of these. It's what we bought last year from a local farmer. And I want to try to grow our own tomatoes for sauce this year. So these are 10 fingers of Naples. Obviously wanted San Marzanos. Obviously they sold out immediately. But I think these will be good too. And then I also got these because I heard they were delicious. They're a little bit smaller. No, they're a little bit bigger. These are 3 ounce. And then these are 8 to 10 ounces. And I thought that they were also canning tomatoes. And I guess they could be, but apparently they're really good for like salsa and sauces. And the New Jersey Devils are a hockey team, and James loves hockey. So there we go. Now on to the flowers. I'm debating doing a cottage garden style garden in my garden this year. I have a pathway and I'm contemplating digging up some of the grass on the side so that I can have like a pathway that's just filled with flowers. Now I had Cosmos and Bachelor's buttons in my garden in one of the beds last year, and I know for a fact that they've reseeded themselves, so they might already be doing all that work. And the Cosmos were white. They said they were yellow, but they were white. But I also have these pink ones. I'm sure it's just gonna be so darling. Did I start some already? Yes. Did they grow to be this tall, leggy, and just I knew that they would never survive outside? Yes. I plucked them today and I killed them and I threw them out. Don't start your Cosmos inside. They're mountain flowers. You don't need to start them inside. Zinnias, which I have also started, which you don't need to start inside. I was really impatient. In the month that it took for like the tomatoes and peppers to come in, I started some flowers, okay? It's who I am. I'm impatient. I also started these marigolds, which I don't like the look of. Like, I don't think marigolds are pretty, but I've heard that they're good to have in your garden. So that's why I have them. Now, these beautiful light pink straw flowers. Very cottage garden. Haven't started these yet. 6 to 8 weeks before last frost, you start them inside. Snapdragons. Who doesn't love a snapdragon? I had white ones in my garden last year. These ones are pink. Do you see the vibe? Do you see the vibe that we're going for? Pinks. It's gonna be gorge. Sweet peas. These I'm gonna bring out to the garden, obviously to the garden. I'm gonna have them in the garden, but I'm also gonna have them at the lake, because how cute would those be? And like the lake is so big, the trees are so big, everything is so big. I need something that can like grow 6 feet tall. And hollyhocks as well. These are not invasive, and they're deer resistant. Deer resistant. Deer resistant. Deer resistant. So all of these are also coming out with me to the lake. So I'm gonna sprinkle them out there, and then just gonna let Mother Nature grow them or not, and I really think it's gonna be beautiful, and I'm gonna show you that later. The lake is in the Kootenays, kind of by Fernie and Cranbrook. And then I have these sunflowers that get 4 to 6 feet tall. Autumn beauty sunflowers are not your average sunflower. Many heads on each plant, which I need because last year my sunflowers are kind of lackluster. Anyway, that's all my seeds. 10 minutes. And this is my current setup. So I have 2 lights that I got from Canadian Tire, and just this like baker's rack that I had in the shed that I kept like all of my watering cans and stuff on. And then I have these 72 cell starting trays, and I kept them from last year, so they're kind of like broken in the bottom, but they still do okay. These are the zinnias and the marigolds that I started. This was the cosmos that I ripped out today. These are my jalapenos. This is alpine strawberry. And then I started kale inside. Again, I thought I could grow it inside. We'll see. Now, this window gets a lot of really good sun, but it is obviously freezing outside. So I don't have anything in these ones just because I think it might just get a little bit too cold. These are snapdragons. These are tomatoes, sauce tomato, and then some of the beefsteak tomatoes. And then I have beefsteak tomatoes, the ones that I got from the grocery store. Ooh, right there. Those are there. Doo, doo, doo. And then in here, things that I have started are my lavender. They're the 2 that popped up, hilarious. And then I have the pepperoncinis, I'll show you, in here. And then these are the rest of the herbs. This is the lemon mint, and then cilantro, blah, 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 blah. I started 5 days ago. And those are all still germinating. By a big window, and then it's also by a warm air vent. So it doesn't get too cold even though the window is here. And my bunching onions are in this window, and I just kind of rotate them and shake them around. One thing I don't have is a fan. And so I am running the risk of these not being strong. I try to touch them as much as I can, but once the weather gets a little bit warmer, like Calgary is very changeable. Some day, like we get Chinook, so some days already it's been like 12 to 15 degrees. I'm gonna push this over to the window, open the window, and it's just gonna get like direct sun and wind. And I think that'll be enough. I don't really want to buy a fan, and I might be wrong. Now the last thing I want to show you is my calendar, because I'm really bad at planning things. And so what I did was I Googled last frost date Calgary, and then on my calendar I marked back that you can't read that weeks to last frost, and I counted back. So we're 12 weeks to last frost right now. So on Sunday, it's currently Friday. My hands are dirty because I was planting things. Don't judge me. I put the bells. I have bells of Ireland, another seed I didn't show you, but because they're in my fridge. And then I started the pepperoncinis, snapdragons, canning tomatoes, and herbs, all the things that haven't popped up yet, I started. And then down here, I have things that I should start 8 weeks out, bells of Ireland, brandywine tomatoes, oops, I already started those, straw flowers, and then my cherry tomatoes. April, I have it set that 4 weeks out, I start my sunflowers, iceberg lettuce, arugula. 3 weeks out, my watermelon, and then I sow my carrots and my radish. May, we get last frost, general last frost. That's when I would sow my beans, my peas, and my spaghetti squash. So in that general area. And then around, like, that's when I'll put my lettuce and stuff in the ground, and then it'll be ready to come out by the end of June. And that's when I'll put my tomatoes in. I'm gonna try to succession plant. We'll see, I don't know. But that's everything, okay? March 1st update. Love you, bye.